Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, whatever time it might be when you tune in. I just thought I would do a little sit and stitch this morning or this afternoon and put out another video and try to be more productive here on my channel. Don't really have a lot to share, but I thought I'm going to go ahead and stitch some more on my sock. This is sock number 2 for my son, and this is just a plain vanilla. It's my favorite vanilla sock by the Unapologetic Knitter. So I thought I would work on that. It's just mindless stockinette for about another 20 rows. And I just thought of something. My counter is on my phone. So I guess I'm gonna have to go back and just count after I have a clicker counter, but I can't remember where it is. I don't remember where it is. Anyway, welcome to my channel. If you're new, of course I welcome you. I hope you like what you see and you decide to stick around. If you're a returning Fancy Fiber family member, thank you for always coming back. Thank you for your comments. I really appreciate all that. So today, I didn't check the date. I think it's the 29th, July 29th. It's a Wednesday, 2025. And we have finally received a break in the weather here in West Central Missouri. It's been unbearably hot, mid to upper 90s, high humidity. It's just been really, really hard. So much so that my son got let go early yesterday, and he's getting let go early again today. Of course, he works 4 10-hour days, so they're only working him 8, and they're paying him for the whole 10. So that's nice. So he'll be getting off a little bit early today, and I think today's high is only going to be in the 80s, which is a very welcome break. We were supposed to get rain yesterday evening, and I guess it dissipated or it went in a different direction. I don't know which, but I think there's a chance for rain again today. I see some clouds off to the west, so we'll see. I'm kind of anxious to see how the repair job we did on our front porch holds up. Yeah, there was a giant hole in the concrete, and whenever we would get a lot of rain, we'd get water in the basement. So hopefully that has been taken care of. So as I'm sitting here knitting on this sock, I wanted to share with you this new needle set, circular needle set I got yesterday. And I got this strictly for the purpose of making larger socks, because 72 stitches for me with sock yarn barely fits on a 9-inch circular. So I went to one of my crochet meetups. Oh, it's probably been a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, and I met a new friend. Her name is Jennifer, and she was actually knitting on a sock, and she was using a circular, but one needle was longer than the other, so it made it a 10-inch circular. Well, she's fortunate enough to have the small set of Chow-Gu needles that have the really tiny needles. That's not in my budget right now. But Addie makes one like that. The only problem is it's 2.5 millimeter. They don't make a 2.25 millimeter. But this says it's a US one, and it is a Addie Easy Knit Rocket. It's also called Sock Wonder, but here's what I got. So, Skacel, or however you say that. And this is working out beautifully for this bigger sock. So we'll see how it works out once I get to when I join again after the increases for the heel. But I think it'll be fine. For this particular sock, once I get to the heel, I'm going to add in a second strand, just like I did for the first sock. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a second strand in there. And there's the garter edge on the heel. So once I add that second strand, it's going to take up more room on the needle, obviously. And that's when I knew 9-inch wasn't going to work. So with sock number 1, I ended up moving it to, I think I started the heel with DPNs. And then after I was done with the DPNs, then I moved to Magic Loop. And I actually like Magic Loop better than DPNs. I couldn't manage all those needles getting in my way. It wasn't pleasant for me. So I have a 2.25 Chow-Gu needle with that's 32-inch in case I do need to go to Magic Loop. And if I think going from 2.5 to 2.25 isn't going to be that big a deal. But I do have another set of needles coming today that I'm really excited about. The reviews on it are really, really good. I'll take a screenshot and post it, show the screenshot over here. If I remember to take a screenshot of the needles. But it's an off-brand. But the price was really good. I think the price was like $40. And it's got a 2.25, and the reviews on the cables are really promising. And it says the tips are really nice, and it says it's stainless steel. Hopefully that doesn't just mean the color. So I'm anxious to see those. And, if they're not what I want, and if they're not compatible with the cords that I have, even though it comes with cords, if it's not compatible with the cords that I have, I may consider returning it. I don't know. We'll see. Because the reason I got those was so that I could do Magic Loop for a sock using a 2.25, if I wanted to. I want to have more options, in other words. And I recently purchased some swivel cables that are compatible with the Knit Pro and Knitter's Pride needles. So I'm hoping that these also would be compatible with this new set that I'm getting. But it does come with a 32 inch, which would work fine, and a 40 inch, both of which would work fine for Magic Loop. So I'm anxious to see those and try them out. And if it's not what I want, they'll go back. But I'm kind of enjoying this sock knitting stuff, even though I'm still learning. I'm still getting used to how things work and all that. I'm still getting used to it. My friend Jeanette decided she was going to try to knit socks, and she's doing the Crazy Sock Lady pattern, and she says she's liking it so far. So I'm excited for her. We'll see what she says once she gets to the heel, because that's when things can kind of get challenging. Really, the challenge comes when you are finished with the heel, in my opinion anyway. When you're finished with the heel and the turn and the gusset, and you're joining back to work in the round, you know, you're more likely to drop a stitch, because even with 64 stitches on the needle, it can get a little crowded. And you know, you add in the increases, now you've got more loops that you're dealing with after doing the heel and all that. You have way more loops on your needles, and then you start decreasing. That can be a little challenging. So I'm hoping she sticks with it. I'm going to be going over there visiting with her probably this weekend, I hope. And yeah, we can knit together. That'll be fun. Laying in bed last night, you know, that's when the ideas come. And I started thinking about these two different silk yarns that I have, and how I would like to make like a Sophie scarf with the silk yarn. I think I thought of that because I watched a video and this gal made a scarf with a Knitting for Olive silk yarn, but it's a different kind of silk yarn. That particular silk isn't like mulberry silk. It looks like it has a little rougher texture to it, closer to cotton. So laying there thinking, you know, what could I make with this silk? I have some beautiful silk yarn, but I've only got, of the art yarns, I've only got, you know, one hank per each color I have. I think I have three different colorways, but I've only got, you know, 50 grams each. So how far is that going to go? I think I can make a Sophie scarf with that. I think. So, yeah, that's on my mind. But I really need to get some work done on these socks and get them finished. At least get Sam's sock finished. I've got two different shorty socks going for myself, but I may want a break after getting this sock done, and I may want, of course, I've got the Pink Panther scarf going. But I really would like to make something with that silk. And then the question is, then what do I do with it? I don't think that I'll go back to my sister's market till fall. It's just been too hot. And who wants to buy, knit or crochet items when it's hot out? So I may wait and go back in the fall. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited to start making some warm weather items like hats, scarves. I've got some beautiful 5-weight wool that I would love to make some hats with. Maybe matching scarf. And if any of you have any knitting pattern suggestions, you can throw them my way. I want to make the sock head beanie. Has anyone on here done the sock head beanie? I got the idea from Brandy over at Queen of Skeins, which if you haven't subscribed to her, you might want to check her out. Although she's taken a bit of a hiatus the last year. And I reached out to her via email recently because I was concerned that I hadn't seen her in like a year. She hadn't made any videos. So I reached out to her, and she finally came on and put out a real quick short video just to say hi to everybody and update y'all on her work life and all that stuff. So I hope she tries to make an effort to put some videos out, even if it's just, once a week, once every 2 weeks. Anyway, she's done a bunch of the sock head beanies, and I remember she raved about them. Of course, at that time I wasn't knitting, so all I did was admire her work. So I went and looked up the pattern, and I have it. And as far as I can tell, it's pretty straightforward and easy. We'll see. So I'd like to make one of those. And of course that's not made with 5-weight yarn. That's made with fingering weight yarn, I believe, but I could probably also make one with a sport weight yarn. So anyway, that's what's been on my mind, the silk yarn and making warm weather items like hats. I got Goober here sitting in the chair next to me. He's so funny. I mean, this chair is barely big for the two of us, and he's all squished up here like he's a little dog. He's not a little dog, but he likes looking out the window. And since it's not so hot I can have the blinds open. I've been keeping them shut to keep it as cool as I can in here. My AC's been working overtime trying to keep up with this heat, and it just can't. It can't. It's been 80 degrees in this house, even though I've got the thermostat set to 73, which is lower than I like. But, you know, it's been so hot, 75 just doesn't seem cool enough. And I got the fan going all the time. So that's what's been going on here. How's everybody out there? I can't wait to see my new knitting needle set. I'm excited. I should have been counting these extra rows. I think I'm going to go ahead and say it so I can look back. I think I'm starting a third or fourth row. That way I know when I go to add rows to my counter, I know how many to add. I think this is the fourth. I should have probably put in a stitch marker. But luckily, knit rows are pretty easy to count. So I'm going to be doing 40 rounds total on the leg of this sock. And then I will be starting the heel with the added strand. And the first sock took me 8 days, but I was working on it all the time. This one will probably take me closer to 10 days. Because I'm not going to risk that thumb pain again. So, let's see, what else is going on? Can't really think of anything else. Can't really think of anything else. I ordered a cute little novelty t-shirt from Amazon. And it has 3 symbols on it. I don't think it has any words. It has a ball of yarn with knitting needles. It has a cup, presumably of coffee, and it has a paw print. Oh, it did have words. It said, "I'm a simple woman." I believe that's what it said. I'm a simple woman. And that pretty much encapsulates me. Yarn, coffee, dog. That's me in a nutshell. Well, the only thing that would be missing would be Jesus. That would be the only thing missing. Because that's about my life. So, let's see, 24 minutes, I think that's long enough. I just thought I'd pop on here and make a short little video letting you guys all know what's going on and just make an appearance and knit on my sock. Yeah, I put out that video yesterday showing myself knitting, and really I mean the thought came to mind thinking, maybe somebody else with a tremor might need a little inspiration or something, knowing that, you might have a tremor, but it's not, at least mine, is not enough to stop me from doing what I want to do. But really I wanted to do it so that I could watch myself and my technique. And yeah, I know that I tension my yarn too tightly, but I really need to be mindful. This dog keeps moving and my elbow's resting on his back. I really need to be mindful of how I do tension my yarn in my left hand so that it glides better. Of course, with this sock, I'm trying to make the stitches really tight since I am using a little larger needle than I started out with on sock number 1. I'm pretty sure I started that one with a 2.25. I really don't think 1/4 of a millimeter is going to make that much difference. Hope not, anyway. But something I noticed after I washed sock number 1, I think I'm starting on the 5th round. After I washed sock number 1, it really did soften it up quite a bit. And evened out the stitches. So that was pretty amazing to see. So I'm really excited to get this done so that my son will have a handmade pair of socks. That is pretty exciting. For those of you who knit socks, do you still get excited to know that you can knit something as useful as a pair of socks? Does it still excite you? It excites me. This is just a lot of fun. So much fun. I don't know if I'll ever crochet again. I don't know if I will. But I probably will. I've got projects I gotta finish. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this video for now. I just wanted to come on here and say hello and share my work and just make an appearance. So I'll sign off for now. I might try to shoot a video every day about this time. Except when my son's home. I really don't like recording when he's home because I get self-conscious. So in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope that wherever you are, if it's hot where you are, I hope you're staying cool. If it's cold where you are, I hope you're staying warm. And until I meet with you again, remember, God loves you. Jesus loves you. I love you. And I will catch up with you guys on the next video. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.